Alright guys, welcome back to the channel Carolina Crown. Today we're going to be knocking out the review on this 2010 light ice blue metallic CVPI. This was retired from the Los Angeles Fire Department out of California, obviously. This is the original paint on this car with the exception of two things, and that would be the hood and the side moldings. When I bought this car, all the paint on the entire car was in perfect condition except for the hood. I mean, flawless. There's not really any scratches, there's no dings, none of this stuff except one. I think it's on that rear quarter panel back there. So but this car was absolutely flawless with the exception of the hood. There was a large peel spot over here on the right hand side, and of course the original side door molding, with it being a SAP, as we all know, all those who are out there that are, you know, all obsessed with the Crown Vics and everything, know the difference between the SAPs and the standards. When you get into the SAPs, the last 3 years, that chrome insert on the door moldings becomes relatively brittle over time. A few years and that chrome, you know, says goodbye. So had to replace the door moldings. Doing the hood and the door moldings all together cost me about $500. There was actually a piece of paint that had flaked off from the hood that I was able to take to the body shop to paint it, and they did an absolute flawless job. I mean, flawless. Color match is phenomenal. Doors, roof, all that is original. And here is the new side molding here that I had put on. There were 3 antenna holes on the trunk, so I threw those on there. Just you know, much better than just having the just the stubs sticking out there. There is some damage to the bumper back here on the left hand side at the bottom. I'm sure you can see where I touched up some paint there. I also did a little touch up here as well. Ford badge is original. Like I said, the trunk is all original, and you can just kind of see the paint, how glossy and shiny it is. This car was a January of 2010 build, so this paint is what, 15 years and 2 months old. Window tint was applied from the agency that had it, from LAFD. I didn't put that on there, so that's actually, as far as I know, original to when the car was new. Little coverage of underneath, of course, California. I don't think it, kind of goes without saying, you know, you don't really have anything to really worry about with rust. And you know, you can see in the rocker panels there, all the way down. Frame rail, and of course the floor pan here. So one thing I'm going to have to do is do a little cleaning on the seats. It does have the stone interior. The seat is actually in fairly decent condition. I mean, especially for the amount of miles on it. The thing that really trips me out is the idle meter on it. And I'm sure you guys have kind of seen it before. I might have hinted at it already, but I'll go ahead and go in and get that real quick. Alrighty, so we're sitting at 180,211 miles. And check that out. Insanely low. 326 idle hours with 180,000 miles. So the dash is in pretty much perfect condition. There's no holes or scratches or anything like that. Carpet could use a little cleaning. Light stone interior. This mat's obviously aftermarket. The driver's side floor mat didn't come with it. Back seats are cloth. There is a stain there and a couple of stains in the seats. Now, this car obviously didn't have a cage. It was a fire car. It wasn't a police patrol vehicle. It does have a ticket light all those things work. As far as the seats go, I am going to shampoo and clean those very soon and get them, at least try to get them restored back to factory finish. Full-size spare. This car was missing the jack and the stand with it. However, I've got a plethora of those and, you know, spare parts. I'm sure everybody has already figured that out, so that's not an issue. I'll get that put in here. It did not come with a trunk pack. Come with a fire extinguisher bracket there, some wiring. There was actually a box located here that had just a lot of wires and stuff from where they had decommissioned the vehicle that I had removed. But the thing that stands out the best about this car above all else, with it being rust free, is the idle to mileage ratio, and then also the way that it simply drives. The way it drives, the way it handles, it functions as though it's basically a car with, you know, I would say right at 100,000 miles on it. I mean, it's impressive the way this car performs and handles with the mileage that's on the odometer. And once again, even for me, seeing the idle meter on here kind of tells me that this car was, when I say it's a fire car, it wasn't really rushing to emergency scenes and sitting idle on emergency scenes for an extended period of time, because obviously with 180,000 miles, 326 idle hours is absolutely, that's like a unicorn. That's insane. So this car spent all of its life on the road driving, and given the paint, aside from the hood situation, as nice as the paint is, especially on the roof and the trunk lid, comparing that to how hot and dry it is and how harsh the sun is beating down in Los Angeles, California, it's safe to say that this car probably spent a great majority of its life in a fire bay. Can't say for sure. Obviously, we don't know, but just judging off of what I've seen, it looked like it spent a good bit of its time in a fire bay. One of the things I do have coming up is I do have some new headlamps on the way. They should be here this Saturday, so I'm going to get those installed crystal clear. As far as repairs goes, guys, I mean, the only thing I had to replace on this car was the coolant thermostat. $17. Went to O'Reilly's, picked one up, threw it in there. It was fine. Nothing else. Put some air in the tires. Tire pressure light was on. I think I was rocking 20 psi in the front right tire, and so got that air put in there, and the light went right off. And I haven't done anything else. Everything else has been you know, routine maintenance. I did a transmission service, rear diff. I've done power steering, coolant, obviously motor oil and air filter, fuel filter, all that preventative maintenance. But you know, as far as a repair goes, I've had absolutely nothing. I put 1,000 miles on this car now. I bought it with 179, 120 something, and now I'm at 180, 211, I believe it was, or whatever it was. So I put just right over 1,000 miles on it, and I wanted to put at least a K on here before I made a review, because I wanted to get a good feel of the car, you know, drive it a good distance, highway driving, whatnot, to get that, you know, base of understanding of what this car is and how it performs before I made any comments on it. And aside, if you can overlook, you know, the little stains here and there that can be removed from the seats, this car is an absolute upgrade. Now my black one, there was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't a bad car, but if I had to say, it's 100% an upgrade. And to give you guys a purchase price for this car, I'm very lucky. Very lucky. I think the mileage scared people away. Got it off proxy bid, got it out of California, like I say. I think what scared people away was the mileage, because on proxy bid they didn't post the idle meter, and I was able to hit up the guy at the auction site, and I said, hey man, you might go over there and click that odometer twice for me and let me know the idle. And he said 326, or it was 322 at the time. I'm like, wow. I said, yeah, I'll take it. So paid $2,100 for it from auction. $2,100 is what the winning bid was. $600 fees on top of that. Paid $1,380 to get it transported here. Put $150 in the maintenance on it, and $17 for the thermostat. So all in all, I'm right below $5,000. Right below $5,000. So this car, I think, is around 48 something grand total. That's all fluids replaced. That's the paint, that's the side molding, that's the purchase price, the fees, the transport, everything under $5,000. Very lucky. And this car, I mean, my estimate, this car right here, just the way it performs with the mileage on it, I'm looking at 350,000. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe 4. That's what I'm going to try to get out of this car. There is no reason to sell it. There is no reason to get rid of it. This was a gold mine for me, and I 100% am happy with the decision I made to sell the black one and grab the light ice blue, especially with the majority of it being original paint. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.